In the shadows of prehistory, around 2 million to 500,000 years ago, the Indian subcontinent witnessed the emergence of early human ancestors. These nomadic tribes, engaged in a perpetual quest for survival, navigated the vast landscape that would become India. This epoch, known as the Lower Paleolithic period, saw the use of rudimentary stone tools, marking the initial steps in human cultural development. As time progressed, around 70,000 to 50,000 years ago, the Middle Paleolithic era unfolded. Early Homo sapiens entered the scene, and the Indian subcontinent became a canvas for the intricate tapestry of hunter-gatherer societies. Conflict in the form of competition for resources and territory with other hominids was a defining feature of this era. Around 35,000 to 30,000 years ago, during the Upper Paleolithic period, Homo sapiens in India exhibited advanced tool-making skills and artistic expression. Conflict remained an integral aspect of their lives, now interwoven with symbolic art and cultural practices. The Mesolithic period, approximately 12,000 years ago, marked a pivotal shift. As the climate stabilized, nomadic tribes began to settle, leading to more organized conflicts over territories and resources. This period laid the groundwork for the Neolithic era, starting around 10,000 BCE. The Neolithic era witnessed the advent of agriculture, fundamentally transforming societies. Around 7,000 BCE, conflicts centered on land and agricultural practices became more pronounced. Villages emerged, and social structures developed, giving rise to more complex conflicts and collaborations within these burgeoning communities. Around 3,300 BCE, the early urbanization of the Indus Valley, as seen in sites like Mehrgarh, marked a critical juncture. Conflict and collaboration played out in these early settled communities, laying the foundations for the advanced civilizations that would follow. In the mists of time, from approximately 3,300 to 1300 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization bloomed in the northwestern expanse of the Indian subcontinent. Like a mesmerizing tapestry of ancient ingenuity, this civilization's remarkable achievements continue to intrigue and beguile. Around 3,300 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization, one of the oldest and most captivating in the world, came to life in the northwestern regions of the Indian subcontinent. As ancient as time itself, its cities, Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, boasted meticulously planned streets, sophisticated drainage systems, and intricate architectural wonders. Organized and efficient, they engaged in trade with distant Mesopotamia, as attested by the precious artifacts unearthed within the region. Yet the enigma of the Indus Valley civilization's decline lingers, like a whisper in the desert winds. Some believe that environmental factors, such as the capricious meandering of rivers, might have dealt the decisive blow to its prosperity. To add to the mystery, their script, etched in time, remains a riddle, its secrets eluding decipherment even today. By 2600 BCE, the remarkable Indus Valley civilization began to flourish in what is now Pakistan and the northwest regions of India. This period marked a significant shift in the history of the subcontinent. At the forefront of this civilization were cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, which showcased advanced urban planning and remarkable feats of civilization. These cities, equipped with sophisticated drainage systems and well-organized streets, bore witness to the remarkable accomplishments of ancient India. The citizens of these cities engaged in various forms of collaboration, from trade and commerce to artistic and architectural endeavors. Conflict during this era often revolved around issues of governance and trade, as well as the complexities of managing an advanced civilization. These urban centers boasted some of the most developed infrastructure of their time, reflecting a high level of societal organization. However, the decline of the Indus Valley civilization, approximately around 1900 BCE, remains a topic of ongoing investigation. Environmental conflicts, such as changes in the course of the Indus River and its tributaries, disrupted the agricultural practices that were integral to the sustenance of these cities. This disrupted agricultural base contributed to the eventual decline of these once thriving urban centers. Archaeologists and historians continue to study this enigmatic period, striving to unravel the mysteries surrounding the downfall of these advanced cities. Around 1500 BCE, the arrival of the Indo-Aryans in the Indian subcontinent marked a significant turning point in India's history. This period witnessed a dynamic blend of conflicts and collaborations, shaping the cultural, linguistic, and religious landscape of the region. The Indo-Aryans introduced Sanskrit, a language that played a central role in their culture. This led to linguistic conflicts and the eventual emergence of multiple languages across India. Sanskrit, with its intricate grammar and rich vocabulary, was utilized not only for communication, but also for religious rituals and the recording of knowledge. Religious conflicts and philosophical debates were a prominent feature of this era. The Indo-Aryans brought with them a collection of sacred texts known as the Vedas. These texts, particularly the Rig Veda, became the subject of profound conflicts and interpretations. As scholars sought to understand and interpret the Vedas, they engaged in philosophical debates about abstract and metaphysical concepts. These conflicts and interpretation ultimately led to the formation of diverse schools of thought and religious traditions. The philosophical inquiries of this time laid the foundation for key Hindu beliefs that continue to influence Indian spirituality, such as karma, the law of cause and effect, dharma, duty and righteousness, and moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth. As we explore deeper into this period, it becomes clear that the clashes and collaborations during the Indo-Aryan arrival had a lasting impact on the cultural, linguistic, and spiritual fabric of India. These early developments continue to influence the region's traditions and beliefs to this day. In the 4th century BCE, India witnessed a pivotal moment in its history with the emergence of the Mauryan Empire. Founded by Chandragupta Maurya, this period marked a significant expansion of territory through both conflicts and diplomacy. The centralized administration established during this time laid the foundation for future governance systems in India. The Mauryan Empire, one of the first major empires in ancient India, expanded through a series of conflicts and battles, gradually encompassing much of the Indian subcontinent. Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the empire, played a significant role in shaping India's history with his conflicts and conquests. In this dynamic era, India was not only witnessing internal developments, but also external influences. The 4th century BCE also saw the Greek invasion of India under the leadership of Alexander the Great, which coincided with these events. Although this invasion didn't result in a sustained occupation, it left an indelible mark on Indian history. Greek cultural elements, such as artistic styles and urban planning, began to merge with India's indigenous culture during this period. This cultural fusion laid the foundation for the development of Gandhara art, a distinctive and influential art form known for its realistic depictions of human figures. The artistic exchanges between Greece and India during this era were emblematic of the broader interactions that contributed to India's historical development. Similarly, earlier in the 6th century BCE, the Persian Empire, under the reign of Darius I, extended its influence into the northwestern regions of the Indian subcontinent. These foreign invasions, though not leading to lasting empires, contributed to India's rich tapestry of historical interactions. The Persians introduced administrative practices and their language, which influenced India's governance and communication systems during this era. This cultural exchange enriched the region's historical and linguistic diversity, leaving an enduring mark on India's cultural development. One of the most renowned emperors in Indian history, Ashoka, the grandson of Chandragupta, ruled during this era. His reign was marked by conflicts, most notably the Kalinga War. This brutal conflict had a profound impact on Ashoka, transforming him into Ashoka the Great, a ruler dedicated to peace and ethical governance. The rise of the Mauryan Empire marked a significant chapter in India's history, with conflicts, conquests, and the eventual embrace of ethical governance. From the 4th to the 6th centuries CE, India experienced the flourishing of the Gupta Empire, often considered a golden age. During this period, India saw remarkable cultural achievements, economic prosperity, and relative peace. However, it wasn't without conflicts and collaborations. The Gupta Empire's influence extended far beyond territorial expansion. It was a time of intellectual vibrancy and artistic creativity. Scholars engaged in debates and discussions, exploring scientific and mathematical frontiers. The collaboration between artists, scholars, and rulers fostered a remarkable period of cultural development. One of the most significant contributions of the Gupta Empire was in the realm of mathematics. Indian mathematicians made pioneering discoveries, including the concept of zero and the decimal numeral system. These innovations revolutionized mathematics and were transmitted to other parts of the world. In the field of astronomy, Gupta astronomers made important observations and calculations. Aryabhata, one of the most famous mathematicians and astronomers of the time, wrote the Aryabhatya, a seminal work in Indian astronomy and mathematics. Art and architecture also flourished during this period. The Gupta period saw the creation of exquisite sculptures and the construction of beautiful temples. The iconic temple at Deoghar and the exquisite statue of the Buddha in the Sarnath Museum are just a couple of examples of the artistic achievements of this era. The Gupta Empire left an indelible mark on India's intellectual legacy. Their contributions to mathematics, science, art, and culture continue to be celebrated and admired not only in India, but around the world. This period remains a testament to the heights of human achievement. In the annals of time, India stood witness to millennia of struggles, a tapestry woven with threads of invasions and conflicts that shaped the destiny of the subcontinent. Around the turn of the first millennium, India faced a series of invasions that would leave an indelible mark on its history. In the 4th century CE, the Gupta Empire, a symbol of cultural vibrancy, began to wane. This decline created a power vacuum, setting the stage for external forces to assert their influence. Enter the Huns, a nomadic Central Asian people who, in the 5th century, descended upon the Indian subcontinent. Their invasions marked a period of turmoil, with conflicts and power struggles echoing across the landscape. The Gupta Empire succumbed to the onslaught, signaling the end of an era. The 7th century witnessed the Arab incursions into the Indian subcontinent. While some sought economic opportunities through trade, others sought territorial conquest. These interactions resulted in both conflicts and collaborations, with the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural practices. In the 12th century, the Ghurids, a Central Asian dynasty, established their rule in parts of northern India. Their incursions further reshaped the political landscape, bringing with them a blend of cultural influences. However, amid the conflicts, there were instances of cultural collaborations. The syncretic blending of Hindu and Islamic traditions gave rise to unique artistic and architectural expressions. The Qutub Minar, an iconic structure in Delhi, stands as a testament to this cultural synthesis. The centuries rolled on, witnessing the ebb and flow of empires, the clash of civilizations, and the mingling of diverse cultures. As India navigated through this tumultuous period, it emerged not just as a land of conflicts, but as a crucible of resilience and adaptation. In the 9th to the 13th centuries, a remarkable dynasty known as the Cholas emerged, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural and economic landscape of South India. Their era was characterized by an intricate web of struggles and partnerships, both within their territory and beyond. The Cholas' maritime exploits played a pivotal role in their history. Their naval forces were formidable, and their territorial expansion across the Southeast Asian region was marked by both trade disputes and territorial conflicts. This expansion was not merely about conquest, it also carried the torch of Indian culture and religion to far-off lands, including Cambodia and Indonesia. The cultural exchanges during the Chola dynasty era were profound. Temples, adorned with intricate carvings and grand architecture, remain enduring symbols of this period. These structures stand as a testament to the complexities and interactions of the time, both in terms of politics and culture. The Chola dynasty's impact reverberates through history, not only for their conquests, but also for their role in the diffusion of Indian culture and religion. It's a chapter in India's history that embodies both the conflicts and harmonious exchanges that have shaped the subcontinent's rich and diverse heritage. Throughout its history, India's civilization left an enduring mark on Southeast Asia, including countries such as Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Myanmar. Ancient trade routes and cultural exchanges connected India with its neighboring regions. These interactions were characterized by conflicts over trade routes and resources, but they also saw the spread of Indian art, religion, and philosophy. India's influence extended to countries like Cambodia and Indonesia, leaving a profound impact on the region. Cultural exchanges led to the architectural marvels of Angkor Wat in Cambodia and the spread of Hinduism and Buddhism. Similarly, India's influence on Vietnam is primarily through the spread of Buddhism, as the religion arrived in Vietnam from India, becoming a major belief system in the country. Additionally, the Champa Kingdom, which existed in what is now central Vietnam, had strong cultural and trade connections with India. The architecture of Cham temples, for example, shows Indian influences. In Malaysia, Indian cultural influence is evident through trade and the spread of Hinduism and Buddhism. The Indianized states of Srivijaya and Majapahit had strong trading ties with the Indian subcontinent, leading to the exchange of culture, religion, and language. Hindu and Buddhist temples and artifacts are found in Malaysia. The Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, have also left their mark on Malaysian culture. Myanmar also bears the marks of India's influence, particularly in the form of Buddhism. The majority of Burmese people practice Theravada Buddhism, which originated in India. The Pali language, used for Buddhist scriptures, has its roots in ancient India. Myanmar is home to numerous ancient Buddhist temples and pagodas that reflect Indian architectural styles and artistic influences. Thailand, like its Southeast Asian neighbors, experienced a significant cultural exchange with India. This exchange is evident in various aspects such as religion, art, architecture, language, and political systems. Hinduism and Buddhism, both originating in India, played pivotal roles in shaping Thailand's spiritual and cultural landscape. Elements of Indian design are often incorporated into Thai art and architecture. Ancient Indian scripts, such as Sanskrit, have left their mark on the Thai language. This mutual influence underscores the rich tapestry of cultural exchange between India and Thailand. Additionally, China, while not part of Southeast Asia, had its own interactions with India, primarily through the Silk Road, which facilitated trade and the exchange of knowledge. One of the most significant cultural exchanges between India and China was the transmission of Buddhism. Buddhist monks and scholars traveled from India to China, bringing Buddhist scriptures and teachings. This led to the spread of Buddhism in China, where it became a major religious and philosophical tradition. The translation of Buddhist texts into Chinese and the development of distinct Chinese Buddhist schools played a crucial role in the synthesis of Indian and Chinese thought. These historical connections between India, China, and the Southeast Asian nations have created a rich tapestry of cultural diversity and deep-rooted ties that continue to shape the region's heritage. In the 16th century, the pages of Indian history turned to reveal a new chapter, as the Mughal Empire graced the subcontinent with opulence, artistry, and at times conflict. The Mughals, descendants of Genghis Khan and Timur, established their rule in India under the leadership of Babur. This period, spanning from the 16th to the 19th centuries CE, was marked by grandeur and a splendid cultural fusion. The Mughal emperors were patrons of art, architecture, and literature, leading to the creation of magnificent structures and a rich cultural legacy. In the realm of architecture, the Mughals gave the world the iconic Taj Mahal, a symbol of enduring love, but also an embodiment of the empire's opulence. While these architectural marvels are celebrated today, the era was not without its share of conflicts and challenges. The Mughals faced battles for supremacy, and their rule was punctuated by warfare with rival empires. However, the Mughal period was not solely about conflicts. It was a time of cultural collaboration and diplomacy. The exchanges that occurred were not limited to the battlefield, but extended to the world of ideas, religion, and governance. The Mughals engaged in diplomatic relations with other kingdoms, fostering mutual respect and cooperation. Yet, the latter years of the Mughal Empire saw challenges to its power. The empire gradually weakened due to both external conflicts and internal strife. However, the cultural and artistic contributions of the Mughals endured, leaving an indelible mark on India's heritage. One of the most pivotal periods in Indian history unfolded during the rule of Ashoka, Chandragupta Maurya's grandson. Ashoka's reign, which spanned from 268 BCE to 232 BCE, witnessed a transformative journey from conflicts to compassion. In the early years of his rule, Ashoka engaged in military campaigns, expanding the empire through conflicts. However, A profound change occurred after the Kalinga War in 261 BCE, which was a brutal conflict. The suffering he witnessed on the battlefield deeply moved him, leading to a shift in his values. Ashoka embraced the principles of Buddhism and embarked on a mission of moral and ethical governance, transforming the empire's conflicts into a legacy of peace and compassion. Buddhism, founded by Siddhartha Gautama, commonly known as the Buddha, is one of the world's major religions. It emerged in the 6th century BCE in India and quickly gained prominence. The core teachings of Buddhism center around the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which provide a guide for living a life free from suffering. Buddhism's influence extended across India during the time of Ashoka the Great, who embraced the religion and played a significant role in its spread. This transformation from conflicts to compassion and nonviolence had a profound effect on India's cultural and religious landscape. Buddhism's principles of nonviolence, compassion, and mindfulness continue to influence Indian society. The monastic tradition of Buddhism, with its focus on meditation and ethical living, remains an integral part of India's spiritual tapestry. In the 2nd century BCE, a new chapter in India's history unfolded as its influence began to extend along the Silk Road, a vast network of trade routes connecting Asia to the Mediterranean world. These routes facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The Silk Road, in operation until the 14th century CE, brought together diverse civilizations and peoples, fostering both conflicts and collaborations. Indian spices, textiles, and precious gemstones were in high demand along these trade routes, contributing to the growth of Indian commerce. This era saw the fusion of Indian, Central Asian, and Chinese influences, creating a rich tapestry of cultural interactions. The impact of this exchange wasn't limited to trade. It influenced the transmission of art, religion, and technology. Buddhism, in particular, traveled along these routes, finding followers in distant lands and contributing to the conflicts and collaborations of a complex web of civilizations. The connections along the Silk Road allowed India to share its rich cultural heritage with the world, and in turn, absorb the ideas and innovations of other societies. This vibrant exchange, spanning centuries, continues to influence India's identity and its connections to the broader world. During a pivotal period in India's history, various philosophical currents emerged, shaping the intellectual landscape of the subcontinent. This era, spanning from approximately 600 BCE to 200 CE, witnessed the rise of profound thinkers and the development of diverse schools of thought. In the northern plains, the teachings of the Buddha echoed in monasteries and found resonance among seekers of truth. Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, offered a path to enlightenment, emphasizing compassion and the alleviation of suffering. The spread of Buddhism during this time marked not only a philosophical shift, but also a cultural and social transformation. Simultaneously, in the southern regions, ancient philosophical traditions like Samkhya and Yoga began to crystallize. The sage Kapila expounded the Samkhya philosophy, dissecting the complexities of the human mind and consciousness. Concurrently, the sage Patanjali codified the principles of yoga, providing a systematic guide to spiritual realization through disciplined practices. In the Gangetic Plains, the intellectual fervor extended to the formulation of Nyaya and Vaisheshika philosophies. Gautama, the founder of Nyaya, delved into the nature of logic and debate, establishing a framework for reasoned discourse. Kanada, the proponent of Vaisheshika, contributed to metaphysical thought by categorizing the essential building blocks of the universe. These ancient philosophies weren't isolated. They interwove, clashed, and coexisted, creating a vibrant tapestry of intellectual exploration. The period laid the groundwork for the synthesis of ideas that would characterize India's philosophical landscape for centuries to come. In the annals of antiquity, India's fertile soil gave rise not only to great empires and vibrant cultures, but also to profound philosophies that continue to shape the world's spiritual landscape. India's philosophical journey, which began over 2 millennia ago, is a profound exploration of the human condition existence, and the nature of reality. It is a realm where ancient sages and thinkers delve deep into the mysteries of life, seeking answers to questions that still echo in the corridors of modern thought. One of the earliest schools of Indian philosophy, Nyaya, emerged around the 6th century BCE. It focused on logic, reasoning, and epistemology, providing a framework for critical thinking and debate. The Nyaya Sutras, attributed to the sage Gautama, laid the foundation for structured arguments and rigorous analysis. Around the same period, the Vaisheshika school, founded by Canada, explored the nature of reality through the classification of substances. It introduced the idea of atomism and the division of matter into distinct categories. These early philosophical endeavors were a testament to the intellectual richness of ancient India. In parallel, Jainism and Buddhism took form as spiritual movements. Jainism, propagated by Mahavira, emphasized non-violence, ahimsa, truth, satya, and asceticism as paths to spiritual liberation. Similarly, Buddhism, founded by Siddhartha Gautama, focused on the alleviation of suffering through the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. The ancient Indian philosophers didn't shy away from pondering the abstract. The Samkhya school, attributed to the sage Kapila, explored the nature of the self, consciousness, and the principles of reality. Samkhya introduced the concepts of Purusha, consciousness, and Prakriti, matter, providing a dualistic framework. The Mimamsa school, attributed to Jaimini, delved into the interpretation of the Vedas and rituals. It sought to elucidate the intricate details of religious practices and the meaning of sacred texts. In the 4th century CE, the great philosopher Adi Shankaracharya championed the Advaita Vedanta philosophy, which advocated the ultimate oneness of the individual soul, Atman, with the universal soul, Brahman. This non-dualistic perspective has left an indelible mark on Indian spirituality. The philosophies of India from ancient times continue to inspire seekers, scholars, and thinkers worldwide. They represent an enduring legacy of profound thought, an exploration of human existence, and a quest for meaning that transcends the boundaries of time and space. In the Vedic age, India was a cauldron of intellectual conflicts and philosophical debates. These discussions laid the foundation for India's profound philosophical traditions. Here, we'll explore these ideas and debates in depth. Upanishads. These sacred texts delved into abstract metaphysical concepts. They contemplated the nature of the ultimate reality, Brahman, and the individual self, Atman. These contemplations led to profound philosophical conflicts and reflections. Karma. The concept of karma brought a new dimension to life. It introduced the idea that actions had consequences, not only in this life but in future lives. This concept sparked moral conflicts and debates about the implications of one's actions. Dharma. The principle of dharma, which represents one's duty and righteousness, became a subject of ethical conflicts. Different individuals had different dharmas, and conflicts often revolved around how to balance one's responsibilities. Moksha. The pursuit of moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death, was a central theme. Conflicts arose around various paths and methods to attain this ultimate goal. Diverse philosophical traditions. The conflicts and debates of this era gave rise to diverse philosophical traditions, each offering its unique perspective. These include Vedanta, Samkhya, Yoga, Nyaya, and more. The conflicts and discussions that led to these traditions continue to shape India's philosophical landscape. In the annals of history, the colonial era stands as a pivotal epoch for India, a time when the subcontinent became a crossroads of European ambitions and Indian resilience. This chapter delves into the transformative period from the 17th century onwards, exploring the intricate tapestry of conflicts, changes, and collaborations that marked India's colonial journey. Throughout this era, India became a focal point of European colonial powers, including the British, Dutch, French, and Portuguese. Their arrival brought sweeping changes, from economic exploitation to cultural influences, creating a complex blend of conflicts and collaborations. The East India Company, established in 1600, played a central role in this period, evolving from a trading enterprise to a governing power. One of the defining conflicts of this period was the Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the Sepoy Mutiny, a watershed moment that led to the formal establishment of British colonial rule in India. This event set the stage for a new era marked by transformations in governance, culture, and society. However, the colonial era also witnessed remarkable collaborations. Indian nationalists and leaders emerged, advocating for self-rule and playing pivotal roles in the country's eventual struggle for independence. The teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, his philosophy of nonviolence, and the mass movements he led became a powerful force for change. The colonial period is a tapestry woven with diverse threads of struggles for freedom, battles for cultural preservation, and the forging of a unique Indian identity in the face of colonial challenges. As we delve into India's colonial past, we'll explore key events, influential figures, and the multifaceted conflicts and collaborations that shaped this transformative era. Let's continue our journey through India's history. The dawn of independence in 1947 not only marked the end of British colonial rule, but also inaugurated a new chapter in the complex tapestry of India's history. As the tricolor flag unfurled, the nation found itself at a crossroads, facing a myriad of challenges that would shape its destiny. The aftermath of partition, the quest for a constitutional identity, and the struggle for social and economic justice became the crucible in which post-independence India was forged. The partition of India into India and Pakistan in 1947 was a painful chapter, marked by religious conflicts, forced migrations, and communal violence. The demand for religious identity led to conflicts that left deep scars and affected the cultural and political landscape of both nations. It was a turbulent time, marked by communal conflicts that tested the social fabric of the newly independent nations. India faced the immense task of nation-building, resolving internal conflicts, and defining its identity as a democratic republic. The conflicts during this time revolved around issues of governance, social justice, and the complexities of a diverse and pluralistic society. Leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, B.R. Ambedkar, and Sardar Patel played pivotal roles in navigating these challenges, emphasizing the principles of democracy, secularism, and social justice. As India moved forward, it grappled with the intricacies of governance, striving to balance its diverse communities and regions. This period witnessed conflicts around issues of state reorganization, linguistic divisions, and economic development. Collaborations in the form of economic planning, educational reforms, and social justice initiatives also emerged, defining the nation's trajectory. The trials and cooperative efforts during this post-independence era laid the foundation for modern India. The nation's commitment to democracy, secularism, and social justice, enshrined in its constitution, has been both a source of conflicts and a beacon for progress. As India continues its journey, the echoes of its tumultuous but transformative post-independence years continue to shape its path. In the mid-20th century, India embarked on the Green Revolution, a transformative movement aimed at increasing agricultural productivity and ensuring food security. This period was marked by significant tensions and cooperative endeavors as the nation grappled with hunger, economic challenges, and the need for agricultural reform. The Green Revolution fundamentally changed India's agricultural landscape. It was characterized by the widespread adoption of high-yield crop varieties, the application of chemical fertilizers, and the implementation of advanced irrigation methods. These innovations brought about a remarkable increase in agricultural productivity, resolving some conflicts related to food scarcity and economic struggles. However, this revolution also gave rise to new challenges and conflicts. Resource management, particularly concerning water, became a contentious issue. Conflicts arose as different stakeholders competed for access to limited water resources, and questions emerged regarding the long-term sustainability of these practices. The adoption of modern farming techniques, while boosting productivity, raised concerns about the environment. The heavy use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides had unintended consequences, leading to soil degradation and concerns about the health of both the land and those who worked it. Despite these conflicts and challenges, the Green Revolution marked a significant turning point in India's history. demonstrating the nation's ability to innovate and adapt to the pressing needs of the time. It fundamentally shaped India's agricultural practices, and its effects, both positive and negative, continue to influence the country's approach to farming and food security. In the late 20th century, India's economic landscape witnessed a profound transformation. The economic reforms and liberalization policies introduced in the early 1990s paved the way for significant changes in the country's economic structure. This period was marked by conflicts and debates surrounding globalization and its impact on the Indian workforce. Economic liberalization led to increased foreign investment and the entry of multinational corporations into India. While these changes brought opportunities for economic growth and job creation, they also triggered concerns about job outsourcing, wage disparities, and the overall well-being of the workforce. The conflicts that emerged during this period were deeply rooted in the tensions between the forces of globalization and the need to protect the interests of the Indian workforce. Debates revolved around issues like labor laws, job security, and income inequality. India's economic landscape was evolving rapidly, and the complexities of this transformation sparked a range of conflicts and concerns. As India continued to integrate into the global economy, it faced both opportunities and challenges. The country's role in the world was shifting, and its approach to economic policies was a subject of extensive debate. The conflicts and collaborations during this era played a pivotal role in shaping India's modern economic landscape. Amidst the sweeping modern changes of the late 20th and early 21st centuries, India experienced a profound cultural renaissance. This era was marked by a collective revisitation of India's rich traditions, a time when the nation faced conflicts and questions about its identity. People across the country embarked on a journey to rediscover and rejuvenate India's cultural heritage. Traditional art forms, classical music, and dance found themselves in the spotlight once again. This revival was not without its conflicts, as it raised questions about the relevance of age-old traditions in a rapidly evolving society. Simultaneously, contemporary arts and cultural expressions flourished. Modern India was at the crossroads of tradition and innovation, resulting in a vibrant cultural tapestry where conflicts between old and new, tradition and innovation, often played out on the stage of artistic expression. The heart of this cultural renaissance celebrated the dual essence of diversity and unity. India's cultural heritage, a mosaic of traditions, languages, and art forms, became a source of immense pride. While preserving these rich legacies, the nation also embraced new and innovative artistic expressions that reflected the changing dynamics of society. In essence, this chapter of India's modern history was a beautiful interplay of complexities and joint endeavors between the ancient and the contemporary, the traditional and the innovative. It was a period of self-discovery and cultural reinvigoration that would leave a lasting mark on the nation's identity and creative spirit. In the 21st century, India has witnessed a rapid and remarkable surge in technological advancements. Conflicts that were once fought on physical battlefields have transitioned to the digital domain. The information technology, IT, boom played a pivotal role in shaping this transformation, bringing both significant economic growth and sparking debates surrounding data security, privacy, and intellectual property rights. The IT industry's growth has catapulted India onto the global stage as a technological hub, with Indian professionals making substantial contributions to the world's digital landscape. The conflicts in this new era revolve around navigating the intricate terrain of cyberspace and ensuring the nation's data security. Privacy concerns have become a significant conflict, with debates over safeguarding individuals' personal information in the digital age. Additionally, discussions on intellectual property rights have taken center stage, particularly in relation to software development and innovations. India's technological advancements have redefined the nation's role in the global tech ecosystem. This chapter delves into India's journey from being a participant in the global technological landscape to becoming a significant player with its own conflicts and challenges, all while contributing to the digital evolution of the world. India's cultural diversity stands as a defining feature, weaving together a rich tapestry of collaborations. Across its 28 states and 9 union territories, each region boasts its own distinct culture and traditions, creating a dynamic interplay that defines the nation. The intricate interactions between these diverse cultures are fascinating to explore. The challenges and harmonies within this cultural mosaic reflect the unique interplay of traditions that coexist. From north to south, east to west, the diverse cultural landscapes contribute to India's vibrant and complex identity. Language debates, a recurrent theme in India's history, continue to shape narratives and conversations. The discussions over linguistic diversity are not just about words, they reflect the deep-seated connections people have with their cultural roots. Artistic expressions, ranging from classical forms to contemporary creations, provide a fascinating lens through which to observe the dynamic interactions between cultures. Traditional dances, music, and visual arts have evolved, often blending with modern influences, resulting in a cultural landscape that is both ancient and contemporary. This rich cultural diversity is at the heart of India's identity, a living testament to the country's ability to embrace and celebrate myriad traditions while forging a collective national consciousness. The amalgamation of diverse cultures in ancient India was a transformative period marked by both challenges and cooperative endeavors. Different groups, each with its distinct languages, traditions, and practices, settled in various parts of the subcontinent. This interaction sometimes led to misunderstandings and tensions, but it also laid the groundwork for India's unique ability to assimilate different traditions and foster a shared heritage. Languages and traditions. The convergence of diverse languages and customs often resulted in misunderstandings and, at times, conflicts. Each group held firmly to its way of life, which occasionally led to tensions and disputes. Religious interactions. India became a melting pot of religions and spiritual beliefs. Conflicts in this realm ranged from theological debates to the coexistence of various faiths. This period witnessed the growth of religions like Buddhism and Jainism and their interactions with existing Vedic traditions. Art and architecture. Collaborations between cultures influenced art and architecture. The conflicts between different artistic styles gave rise to unique and beautiful creations. Temples and structures from this period reflect the blending of architectural traditions. Cultural fusion. The cross-cultural exchange resulted in a fusion of culinary traditions, clothing styles, and more. Conflicts and adaptations in these areas paved the way for India's rich and diverse cultural heritage. Philosophical debates. Philosophical conflicts were an integral part of this period. Debates over the nature of reality, the self, and moral ethics continued to shape India's philosophical landscape. This era laid the foundation for India's identity as a mosaic of cultures and beliefs. The conflicts and collaborations of this period were instrumental in shaping the nation's unique character. In the 21st century, India faces significant environmental issues. With a growing population and rapid industrialization, concerns related to environmental conservation and resource management have gained prominence. Topics like water scarcity, deforestation, and air pollution have become critical considerations that influence the nation's future. Water scarcity is a notable challenge as India's rivers contend with pollution and over-extraction. Competition for water resources can lead to disputes between states and communities. Furthermore, deforestation, driven by urbanization and agricultural expansion, affects the nation's rich biodiversity and contributes to climate change. Air pollution, especially in major cities, poses a health crisis. The discussions here revolve around measures to reduce pollution and their economic impact. As the nation pursues economic growth, the challenge lies in balancing development with environmental conservation. Debates on sustainable development and finding harmony between economic growth and environmental protection are central themes. These issues aren't unique to India, but are part of a global conversation on environmental responsibility and sustainability. The nation grapples with these environmental concerns while working toward a greener, healthier future. In the vibrant tapestry of South Asia, India shares its borders and its destiny with neighboring nations, each bearing a unique story of challenges and collaborations. These intertwined narratives have shaped the region's history, politics, and economics, revealing a complex interplay of interests and ideologies. Border disputes have, at times, created tensions in India's relationships with its neighbors. These disputes have their roots in historical disagreements and differing perspectives on territorial boundaries. The ongoing dialogues and negotiations aim to resolve these issues, albeit with varying degrees of success. Trade forms a cornerstone of cooperation in the South Asian region. India's economic engagements with its neighbors are significant, spanning a range of goods and services. The dynamics of trade agreements and collaborations have evolved over the years, reflecting the changing economic landscape and geopolitical considerations. Regional security is another pivotal dimension of India's interactions with neighboring nations. Collective efforts to address common security concerns, such as counterterrorism and regional stability, have led to both challenges and cooperation. The relationships are often a delicate balancing act between shared interests and diverging priorities. Sri Lanka, in particular, has seen both struggle and cooperation with India, reflecting historical ties and contemporary geopolitical considerations. India's involvement in Sri Lankan affairs has been marked by moments of tension and partnership, driven by various factors, including ethnic conflict and maritime security. Nepal shares a long and open border with India, fostering deep cultural and people-to-people ties. Yet, this proximity has also led to occasional disputes and misunderstandings, particularly in the context of economic and political developments. In the case of Bangladesh, the relationship between the two countries has experienced a transformative journey from challenges to cooperation. Over the years, India and Bangladesh have addressed historical issues and worked together on matters of trade, water resources, and infrastructure development. The India-Pakistan relationship, on the other hand, remains one of the most significant and complex in South Asia. Rooted in historical disputes and conflicting worldviews, this relationship has seen periods of intense conflict, including wars and moments of diplomatic engagement. These examples underscore the intricate dance of struggles and partnerships that have characterized India's interactions with its neighbors. The shared history, geographical proximity, and common aspirations have bound these nations together, providing a backdrop for their ongoing journey of cooperation and negotiation. As South Asia continues to evolve, these relationships will undoubtedly influence the region's future, making it a compelling area of study and exploration. In recent years, India's voyage into the cosmos has ushered in a new era of exploration, marked by both collaboration and competition on the interstellar stage. The partnerships in this cosmic journey are as vast as the universe itself. India's recent advancements in space exploration have rekindled the global space race. The missions to the Moon and Mars have not only solidified India's place among the world's leading spacefaring nations, but have also brought about fresh opportunities and challenges. Questions about the allocation of resources for these ambitious projects have sparked debates and negotiations on both national and international levels. India's foray into space has been accompanied by discussions about funding and priorities, particularly in a nation with complex and competing needs. The peaceful use of outer space has also been a subject of concern, with discussions about weaponization and the prevention of space debris. On the other side of the cosmic spectrum, India's space endeavors have also fostered collaboration. The nation has been an active participant in international space cooperation, engaging with countries and organizations on various projects. The collaborative efforts extend to satellite launches, space research, and data sharing, all of which reflect the spirit of unity in the quest to unravel the mysteries of the universe. As India's capabilities in space exploration continue to expand, so do the possibilities for both cooperation and collaboration. The exploration of the cosmos is a journey into the unknown, where every discovery and innovation raises new questions and opportunities. It is a testament to human ambition, curiosity, and the unrelenting pursuit of knowledge, in which India plays a vital and ever-evolving role. In the ever-evolving landscape of modern India, a myriad of challenges and opportunities intersect. Let's delve into the complexities of this dynamic era, exploring the intricacies that define contemporary Indian society. Modern India has undergone a significant transformation marked by rapid urbanization. The interactions and collaborations in this urban landscape are evident in the struggles of city dwellers, who seek better opportunities but often face challenges like inadequate infrastructure, congestion, and environmental degradation. Healthcare has been a critical area of concern. While India has made considerable progress in medical advancements and pharmaceuticals, accessibility to quality healthcare remains unequal. Disparities in healthcare services between urban and rural areas, as well as within different socioeconomic groups, have led to efforts to bridge these gaps through government schemes and private sector participation. The education sector in India reflects the nation's diversity. Issues like access to quality education, disparities among states, and the relevance of the curriculum have spurred collaborative efforts between educational institutions, NGOs, and government bodies. These collaborations have resulted in innovative solutions and increased access to education, particularly through digital platforms. Gender equality is a growing concern in contemporary India. Efforts to address gender-based issues, such as violence against women and unequal opportunities, have led to the promotion of women's rights and empowerment through government initiatives and the work of numerous organizations. These modern challenges paint a complex picture of India's ongoing evolution. Balancing economic growth with social development and equity remains a central issue, and the interactions in these domains continue to shape the course of the nation. In today's interconnected world, the Indian diaspora, which means people of Indian origin living in other countries, has become very important. These Indian folks have moved to different parts of the world, taking their culture, customs, and sometimes problems with them. They've influenced the politics, economics, and culture of the places they now call home. The Indian diaspora is like a colorful tapestry, with individuals and communities spread across the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. They've brought with them the taste of Indian food and the sound of Indian music, and they've also had to deal with different ideas and traditions. Sometimes they face problems fitting in and understanding other cultures, but they also bring their own unique ways of life. In terms of economics, the Indian diaspora has made a big impact. Some Indian people who moved to other countries have built huge businesses, and others have worked in jobs that help these countries grow. In politics, some Indian folks living in other countries have become part of those countries' political scenes. They may even have gotten top jobs in those countries, which can affect how these places deal with other nations. In the world of art, writing, and entertainment, people of Indian origin have made a big mark. Indian writers, artists, and movie makers have become known for their work, which helps different cultures understand each other, even though they sometimes face questions about where they really belong. The Indian diaspora's journey of fitting in and preserving their own traditions while living in other places is a vital part of the world's story. It illustrates how diverse cultures can blend and learn from each other, and how individuals can have a significant impact even when they are far from their origins. It delves into how the Indian diaspora influences global politics, economics, and culture. India's role in global diplomacy and conflict resolution has a rich and storied history. From its early days as an independent nation, India recognized the importance of participating in international forums. The country became one of the founding members of the United Nations, where it has consistently advocated for peace, justice, and equitable international relations. In addition to its presence on the global stage, India has actively engaged in mediating regional conflicts. The nation's commitment to peaceful dispute resolution and diplomacy has led to its involvement in various peacekeeping missions, often deploying troops to conflict zones. These efforts have made India a key player in maintaining global security and stability. Throughout the years, India's diplomats have worked tirelessly to promote dialogue, cooperation, and conflict resolution in diverse settings. These delved into India's contributions to international diplomacy, its role in addressing global conflicts, and its enduring commitment to fostering peace and stability worldwide. Indian politics is a dynamic and complex arena, characterized by a vibrant democratic system that embraces a multitude of political parties. The realm within this domain is multifaceted, encompassing both ideological and pragmatic dimensions. These aspects revolve around issues of governance, elections, and policies, reflecting the diverse perspectives and aspirations of the Indian population. The foundation of India's political landscape lies in its commitment to democracy, enshrined in the Constitution. With a population of over 1 billion people, India's political sphere is teeming with parties representing a wide spectrum of ideologies and interests. The Indian political scene is marked by a constant churn of debates and discussions as parties vie for power and seek to address the myriad challenges the country faces. Elections in India are colossal exercises in democracy, often spanning months and involving millions of voters. Political parties contest fiercely, employing diverse strategies to secure their place in governance. The ideological battles between parties range from issues like economic policies and social justice to national security and environmental conservation. Policy matters in India are particularly significant, given the country's vast and varied population. Crafting policies that cater to the needs and aspirations of such a diverse nation is a delicate task, often leading to intense debates and negotiations. These aspects arise not only between political parties, but also among the various regions and states of India, each with its unique demands and concerns. Indian politics is a constantly evolving landscape where interactions and collaborations play a vital role in shaping the nation's future. This chapter delves into the intricacies of India's political system, exploring the ideological battles, election dynamics, and policy considerations that define the democratic fabric of the country. As we stand at the threshold of the future, it's essential to envision the path that India is set to tread. The interactions and collaborations of the past have had a profound influence on the nation's trajectory. Yet the canvas of India's future remains blank, waiting to be painted with the colors of progress and innovation. The challenges and opportunities that lie ahead are multifaceted, representing both the promise of growth and the urgency of addressing pressing concerns. One of the defining elements of India's future is its economic trajectory. The nation has experienced significant growth over the years, and the coming decades hold the promise of further economic expansion. However, with this growth comes a host of challenges, from addressing income inequality to creating sustainable economic opportunities for its vast population. The environmental question is another crucial aspect of India's journey ahead. Issues such as deforestation, air pollution, and water scarcity are pressing concerns that must be resolved to ensure a sustainable and habitable future for all. India's actions in this regard will not only affect its own people, but also contribute to global efforts to combat climate change. Social progress, encompassing areas like education, healthcare, and gender equality, remains a cornerstone of India's future. The nation's ability to provide quality education and healthcare, empower women, and ensure a just and equitable society will significantly influence the path it takes. India's future is not a solitary endeavor. It's a collective venture that involves governments, communities, and individuals coming together to navigate the interactions and collaborations that shape it. As the nation sets sail into the uncharted waters of the future, it carries with it the hopes and aspirations of over 1 billion people. This exploration delves into the challenges and opportunities that await India as it reimagines its future. It delves into the intricacies of economic growth, environmental sustainability, and social progress, examining how these factors will influence the nation's journey ahead. It is a narrative of possibilities and collaborations that will shape the India of tomorrow. In an increasingly interconnected world, India's relations with major powers like the United States, China, and Russia are crucial for shaping its geopolitical position and influence in global affairs. The dynamics of these international partnerships are marked by a complex interplay of challenges and collaborations which deserve a closer examination. India and the United States. The relationship between India and the United States, the world's largest democracies, has evolved significantly over the years. From periods of Cold War tensions to contemporary cooperation, the two nations have navigated conflicts and collaborated on multiple fronts. These include economic ties, defense agreements, and diplomatic efforts to address global challenges such as climate change and terrorism. India and China. As two of the world's most populous nations, India and China share a complex relationship characterized by both cooperation and conflicts. Border disputes, economic competition, and regional influence have been areas of contention. However, both nations have also recognized the importance of collaboration on global issues like climate change and trade. India and Russia. India's historical ties with Russia, dating back to the Cold War era, have resulted in deep-rooted collaborations in areas such as defense, energy, and technology. Despite changes in the global geopolitical landscape, India and Russia continue to maintain a strategic partnership that involves joint ventures, defense procurement, and diplomatic support. Multilateral engagements. Beyond bilateral relationships, India actively participates in various multilateral organizations and alliances. It is a key player in groups like BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and the G20, where it collaborates with major world powers on global economic and political issues. Challenges and opportunities. India's engagement with these major powers is not without its share of challenges and opportunities. The conflicts in these partnerships often revolve around differing interests, territorial disputes, or trade imbalances. However, the collaborations extend to areas such as counter-terrorism efforts, sustainable development, and scientific research. The diversity of India is a multifaceted phenomenon that embodies both challenges and strengths. To sum it up, we reflect on the concept of unity and diversity as a cornerstone of India's identity. It delves into how India, with all its complexities, stands as a powerful testament to the potential of collaboration and coexistence within a rich tapestry of cultures, religions, and traditions. The melting pot of cultures. India's diversity is remarkable. It's a land where countless languages are spoken, numerous religions are practiced, and a myriad of traditions are upheld. This diversity often leads to unique interactions as distinct identities intersect, yet it's in this very diversity that the strength of the nation lies. India has been a melting pot of cultures, where the blending of ideas and practices has enriched the collective heritage. Religious pluralism. The religious diversity in India is remarkable, with Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, and numerous other faiths coexisting. Religious interactions have been part of the nation's history, but India has also been a place where interfaith dialogue and harmony have thrived, emphasizing the unity of all religions. Linguistic richness. India boasts a linguistic landscape that is unparalleled. The preservation of regional identities and the recognition of numerous official languages have been noteworthy. Yet, the nation's commitment to preserving linguistic diversity is evident through its multilingual constitution. Cultural extravaganza. India's cultural tapestry is a rich collage of art, music, dance, and traditions. Collaborations have led to the global influence of Indian classical dance, music, and cinema as the nation works to preserve and promote various cultural expressions. The essence of democracy. India's democratic system is a beacon of unity and diversity. It provides a platform for diverse voices and perspectives, turning unique interactions into dialogues. The democratic ideals of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity guide the nation toward inclusive growth. The future of unity. As India looks to the future, unity and diversity remains a foundational principle. The opportunities for collaboration that arise from this diversity are embraced. It is a reminder that, amidst the interactions and collaborations of its history, India continues to stand as a testament to the power of unity within diversity.